Hi, everyone. It's wonderful to see you all, although I don't really see you except internally. But it's great to be here with you. Right here, right now, there is just what's apparently happening. And this is enough. It may not always feel that way. It might also not always feel relaxed and open and comfortable. In fact, this that we're experiencing can feel stressful and tense and anxious, especially in today's world. There's so much changing, so much going on, at least apparently in the world, that it's very easy to get caught up in it. And one of the things that we do to try to protect ourselves, both from internal conflict or turmoil and from the what's apparently external conflict or turmoil, is we erect walls around ourselves. We erect physical walls, which of course are necessary in life, but we often go overboard there. But that's really not what's important. What's important is that we erect these internal walls to protect ourselves from what appears to be threats, both inside and outside. And when we're erecting these walls, we don't realize that they don't really protect us. It's like hiding behind a curtain. And not only is the curtain not protecting us, the threat is behind us. Or another way of seeing it is you've probably heard of ostriches sticking their heads in the ground in order to feel safe. That's exactly what we're doing. We're going into this internal construct that appears to be safe and appears to be justified, yet it doesn't do anything to protect us. And what we can do, or what we can discover, is that when we're hiding behind these walls, or when we're trying to protect ourselves in these ways, we're not really actually protecting ourselves from anything. We're actually locking our sense of fear and stress and tension in, our sense of pain. We're locking it in. But what we can do is open. Now, this might be counterintuitive, but what's natural is openness. What's natural is this pure emptiness that all is. When you discover that you don't need to protect yourself, or as you discover this, it's not necessarily all or nothing, you discover that then upsets can happen, events can happen, both internal or external events, but because you're not protecting yourself or trying to hold it away or hiding behind a mask or a wall, it just passes through and doesn't leave such turmoil in its wake. So as you allow yourself to just open or be present with whatever is apparently happening, you discover you don't need walls and they don't actually protect you. So let's do some releasing around that. This, whatever is apparently happening, is already wholeness, is already safety, is already beyond fear. Yet it doesn't always feel that way. So let's address that. Allow yourself to think of a place in your life where you've erected an apparent wall or a barrier to the world, where you're trying to defend or justify or explain yourself. And notice, as best you can, that even with all that internal or external effort, you're not necessarily feeling relaxed and safe. You may still feel just as threatened. And whatever you feel, is it welcomed? Could you just allow it? Could you just be present with it? And then, as best you can, just for now, could you just set it free? Let it go. Allow it to unravel, at least as best you can. Would you? When? And again, notice any shutting down or contraction or protection going on inside. And could you just welcome or allow it, be present with it? Notice that's what's apparently happening. And then, as best you can, just for now, could you let it go? Just could you? Could you set it free? Would you? When? And now just notice, do you feel more threatened or less? Do you feel more at ease or less? You'll find that as you let go and open, you actually feel safer because there's less hiding behind an imaginary protection and there's less contraction around it, which just simply makes us feel more vulnerable. And again, check to see where in your life you've been protecting yourself, hiding behind a wall or a concept or a belief or a story or a mask. And remember, there's nothing right or wrong about this. There doesn't need to be any judgment about it, although judgment could arise. But when we're doing this, it's not really protecting us. Could you be open to that, at least as a possibility? And then could you welcome whatever that stirs up inside of you? Could you just let it be here? Could you allow it? And then could you welcome too any sense of wanting to fix it, change it, control it, push it away or hold it close? Is that allowed? Is that what's apparently happening? And then could you welcome too any sense that any of that is personal about you or who you are? These imaginary walls can seem very real and very much belonging to you. So I'm not saying deny that. I'm saying, could you just welcome or allow it? And then, as best you can, just for now, could you let go of wanting to defend or justify or explain or protect yourself in that way? And could you be open at least to the possibility that you are stronger when open, when flowing, when fully alive, when you're not contracting within yourself. And could you welcome your inner strength, your inner power, your inner certainty? Could you welcome that which already is, that which needs no protection, that which just is as it is? And again, focus on that same place or some other place where you've shut down, you've closed off, you've hidden behind an imaginary wall. And notice how that feels inside. And could you just allow it? Be present with it. Notice it. Is that what's apparently happening? And could you welcome as well any wanting to do anything with or about that? Is that welcomed? Is that what's apparently happening? And then could you welcome to any sense that any of that is personal about you or who you are? Again, I'm not saying deny that. I'm saying, could you just allow that? And then, as best you can, just for now, could you let go of wanting to defend and protect and justify and explain? Could you just set that free? Could you let it go as best you can? Would you? When? And then could you be open at least to the possibility that what you are needs no defense, no explanation, no justification? It just is as it is. All just is as it is. And could you just feel how this feels compared to hiding behind imaginary walls that don't really protect you? And could you just be open to this, at least as a possibility? So I highly recommend that you view this or listen to this a few more times and see where it leads you. And if you want to go deeper into this type of exploration, starting on Halloween, I'm doing a course on releasing and being free of your stress, tension, and anxiety. It's going to be 12 sessions, an hour each, where I present some material and then we do a long group release. And then there's time for questions, sharing, and assistance. It's going to be very powerful, and I think you'll really enjoy it. So please join me. And as always, thanks for watching.